Chapter 1. Identifying pictures that will sell. One of the basics with stock photography is to understand what's more likely to sell and always shoot pictures with that idea in mind. You'll need to think as if you were the customer who needs an image to illustrate a project, a social media communication, a magazine article, a blog post, etc. I know you love the pictures you take, of course. However, this simple fact doesn't mean these pictures all have the potential to be sellable on the stock market. That's why you need to set aside your personal feelings and fully focus on the emotions your picture can generate for everyone, not just you. As a beginning, it will not be easy to detach yourself from your picture and think as a customer. But believe me, the more you train yourself as being in the customer's shoes, the more you'll be able to recognize a picture's potential for the stock market. So even if you think your picture is amazing, you need to step back and think, okay, I love this picture, but is it really sellable? Would somebody be interested in acquiring the license for it for illustration or composition purposes? But don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean at all that your photo is not great. It's just about adding a criteria to your picture to make it sellable enough. So, how do we select photos that have the potential to sell? One of the easiest ways to check for what's selling is to look at the trends. There are plenty of newsletters you can subscribe to. You will get regular updates on what's hot at the moment or what the kind of pictures the customers are looking for. So, how do we find them? Just Google the stock photo trends, for example, in 2021, or on a specific topic like landscape, nature, city, etc. This will give you a lot of opportunities, of course, but there's one downside to that. Following up the trends needs that you will then go and shoot new pictures to respond to the market requests. Unless you are a full-time photographer, this is often time-consuming, assuming you are doing stock photography as a side hustle. Speaking for myself, it's very rare that I will follow the trends 100% to take the right image that the community is asking for. I do this from time to time whenever I have an opportunity. In case you could do so full-time, your selling rates will probably skyrocket, but this will require for you to continuously analyze and shoot based on common interests. Examples: Christmas is approaching, you might want to take pictures in relation to the specific events. Or there is an ongoing topic in the news or daily life like COVID-19, you therefore might want to shoot in situations of dealing with it. So the trick here is to ask yourself, does the picture I'm submitting have a potential that someone would be interested in? Most of the time, people who are licensing your image are editorialists, graphic designers, marketers, creatives, etc., doing so for illustration purposes in blogs, magazines, web articles, corporate illustrations, presentations, and so on. So, your picture must at least respond to their common use cases. For example, ask yourself, can this picture be used for illustration purposes? Or can that capture the reader's attention? This is the kind of pictures that have some empty areas on it, so people can add text on it, which I personally enjoy much. So here is an example of a picture I took in Zuma Beach, California. You can see the empty space where we can imagine entering a text to illustrate in a magazine something about travel. This is particularly interesting as a lot of marketers use such images on social media or blogs. They are very convenient to quickly illustrate an idea, project, or as an intro to a chapter, for example. Another example here of a picture I took in Harlem, New York. Here is another example with the copy space on top button. I usually took pictures with this idea in mind so that people can use it for illustration purposes.